I'm Mrs. Smith and welcome back to Math Practice. For this video, we're going to multiply decimals, but we're mainly going to focus on where to place the decimal points in our answers when we're multiplying decimals. And guess what? I have a surprise for you. When we're multiplying decimals, we do not need to line up the decimal points. You can just write those two numbers, like these two numbers, these two decimals, and pretend like they're 34 and 2. And multiply just like you would if they really were whole numbers. 2 times 4 is 8, and 2 times 3 is 6. Then at the very end, we need to figure out what that decimal point goes, because even though we were pretending they were whole numbers, they really were decimals. To have the correct product, we need to put the decimal point in the right place. This was really 3 4/10 times 2/10. So our last step is to place that decimal point. To find out where the decimal point goes, you count how many numbers are after the decimal point in the problem. There's 1, 2. That means there should be 2 numbers after the decimal point in the product. So 1, 2, if we want these 2 numbers to be after the decimal point, then I'm gonna roll that decimal point so that it lands right there. Then the product will have 2 numbers after the decimal point, just like the problem had 2 numbers after the decimal point. Tenths times tenths gives you a product in the hundredths. 68 hundredths. 3 4/10 times 2/10 equals 68 hundredths. Now let's change that problem up a little bit and try it again. 3 4/10 times 2, whole number 2. We're going to multiply just like it was 34 times 2. 2 times 4 is 8. 2 times 3 is 6. And then, just like before, our last step is to place the decimal point. So how many numbers are after the decimal point in the problem? 1. And whole number 2 doesn't have anything after the decimal point. It's all in front of the decimal point. So just 1. You would have 1 number after the decimal point in your answer. So that means the decimal point would have to go right there. It would be 6 8/10. 3 4/10 times 2 equals 6 8/10. Let's look at these next problems and see if you can place the decimal point. I've already multiplied them for you. I'm just on the last step. Where would the decimal point go? Let's get to the point. Where do you think the little squirrel is going to put the decimal point? La-di-da-di-da. Oops. Right there. Because in the problem there were 2 places after the decimal point, so in the product you need to have 2 places after the decimal point. Bye-bye, little squirrel. Next. Doo-doo, doo-doo, doo-doo. Ah! Where would the shark put the decimal point? Check out the problem. How many numbers after the decimal point? Then how many numbers would be after it in the answer or the product? You would need 4 numbers after the decimal point. So we're going to have to fill in that empty space with a 0 this time. And I saved the smartest animal for last. Can you guess who it is? You'll see. Can you guess where they're going to put the decimal point? Yep, it's Ziggy. Now where's she gonna roll that decimal point to? Go get it, Ziggy. Go get it. So count how many numbers are after the decimal point in the problem. While Ziggy runs down that decimal point. Where's she gonna put it? Where would be the correct place? Good job, Ziggy. Aww, math bunnies are so cute. Good job, Ziggy. You can go back and take your nap now. She put the decimal point in front of the 5 because there were 3 numbers after the decimal point in the problem. 1, 2, 3. So she knew there had to be 3 numbers after the decimal point and the product as well. Hundredths times tenths will give you an answer in the thousandths. So there's 1, 2, 3. 1 and 34 hundredths times 4 tenths equals 536 thousandths. Yay, Ziggy! And don't forget to catch my other videos on multiplying decimals, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.